And now I would like to go in through a little bit of theory of cultural shift and maker mindset. So we are discussing, let's say, uh, approaching, let's say, educational context, let's say, in transitions and changes, and what this thing, what are the benefits into include, let's say, the maker culture in the school ecosystem. So, and I just wanted to collect a little bit some of the benefits of school working or start, let's say, implementing the maker culture and the projects bigger projects into the school ecosystem. Um, and the idea of start, let's say, creating this culture, maker culture into the school, I think so it brings the possibility to create agency, and not of just the students, also teachers and everybody like that. This is a kind of like um, way to create more impact, let's say, and feel, let's say, more, let's say, meaningful and useful, let's say, into the different problems that are in the society. It's also a way of building the character that you need, let's say, and through, let's say, the different problems, let's say, and and it's also a way to have this kind of like competence in design in the way that we are all need to be designers, let's say, to create, let's say, these changes, okay, designers into the way that we wanted to create, let's say, the change. And also make a culture brings the possibility to the community to develop these skills and competencies to be again to be again, let's say, creative in a way, okay, for let's say designing the world we imagine, okay. And I think so. One of the benefits of a maker culture is that, and we repeat it so many times. So we are not, let's say, building it, let's say, from the individual perspective. So I think so. It means to be part of a community, and this is very embedded into the maker culture. So bringing the maker culture into school, let's say, it's also a way to feel part of a community for everybody. So in terms of which kind of profiles or abilities we need, let's say, to develop, even if they are teachers, principals, or school or students into this community. There's a lot of references that also discuss and, let's say, approach it. Let's say this is from a book that is Making Makers from Ana Marie Tomas that basically structure the whole chapters in these different, let's say, skills and explain, let's say, why they are, let's say, relevant, let's say, as a maker. Okay, so people that is curious, that is imaginative, that they don't, let's say, be afraid to taking risks. So I think so we can, let's say, all be part of that. But there's some other ones that you can check it, and you will see that there's a lot of, let's say, um, points of points in common. Okay. But I think so, a part of the skills that we needed, I think so we also, is important the attitude that we are getting through or to these challenges. So this idea of have a correct, let's say, mindset to face, let's say, or to turn these challenges in opportunities, to learn from the fails is what it will be easy to start creating, let's say, this change, and also engage the or start, let's say, getting the proper skills. So I ask Xavi to finish, let's say, with a kind of example of, okay, so we see in terms of individual in a community, in a learning community or an educational community, what kind of skills we needed or what kind of profile we needed, but how do we approach this thing in a systemic, let's say, way? Because at the end, we are talking about communities, we are talking about complex systems. And I think so, it would be nice to see it from an example that we are working on. So Xavi, if you can summarize the strategy that you are following the Tekla.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you, Santi. We are finishing. Yes, 4 slides and we are done. But I want to take the opportunity to explain how we implement this mindset in a school community. Some model we are taking this one from Noster, that the idea that we need all of each of these points. Like we need a vision. If we don't have a vision when we implement it in a school, this maker mindset, then will generate a confusion. We also need skills. Skills means that we need to also train the teachers, combine them in this mindset. Also during this process, trying to keep the motivation. So explain why it's important for them as a professional development, but also why it's important for the goal that is that we want deep learning in our students. Also, we need resources. If they don't have the resources, they cannot implement this change. So if they don't have the data fabrication, it's going to be quite difficult to implement this maker mindset. And of course, we need a plan and a plan to visualize what is going to happen in the future, and also which are the KPIs that we need to take in consideration to measure the success of the change. Go to the next slide. Continue. Yeah. Cannot see you change the slide. Santi, can you change the slide? Sorry. Okay, perfect. And then how we implement this model of change in a real scenario, in a real case. Since 4 years ago, we are doing a DTECA project. This is a research project that we are running here in Barcelona and the metropolitan area in different schools, in 5 schools, actually. And the idea is, okay, each school during is with in this program, in the TECA program during 3 years, and we implement this strategy that is in the first year, we give a lot of training, a lot of support, giving instructional resources to the teachers with the idea that they adopt this methodology. Then in the second year, they adapt the methodology that it means that, okay, now I understand more or less how it works. Let's go and implement it in different scales. And we are there for guide them. And in the third year, they are autonomous. And it means that our role in the program reduce a lot. And they are just as advisors, but they are quite autonomous. And we follow this strategy since the beginning, and they know this is the beginning because it's important for the sustainability of the program. So if they know that in 3 years we are not going to be there, they can take decisions to facilitate this change. Okay. Then every year, in the next slide, every year we repeat this loop that we call the loop of change. So at the beginning of the academic year, we take a picture of which is the STEAM and maker capital that the school, the community have, and it means the knowledge, resources, experiences, network that they have. Once we have this picture, we analyze and then we start doing this teacher training. And after the training, um, starts the intervention. Intervention means projects or activities that they follow in the classroom. And during the whole process, we are taking some data. We are like trying to understand what is happening in the classroom during the sessions, what is the knowledge, the impact that we have in the kids, in the students, but also in the teachers. And after the intervention, we do the assessment and reflection, so understand what worked, what didn't work, and what do we learn, and finish the year with a recognition and celebration that okay, it works, and let's go for it. And something, yeah. And at the end, what we want is to take this picture. So if we want the change, it's important that we are all try to think that we are all a community, and having this collaboration, this conversation between the the maker experts, and in that case, we are the maker experts, no, the Forum Barcelona, but also trying to work with the principal of the school that can facilitate some changes in the school that are important since the schedule of the school, but also facilitate the connection between or give time to the teachers so they can work on it, work with the teachers, work also with the families so they can understand what is happening with their kids. But also in that case, that is a public school, also work with regional government or public institutions, because at the end, with all these actors, we can take decisions that can facilitate this change. Okay. So that's the idea that we are doing this since 4 years ago, and it's a school doing 3 years, and it's giving a lot of
Super.
good energy.